short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old Bandit run.
Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another comedy and drama night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Smokey and the Bandit 2, released in 1980, directed by Hal Needam, from a script by Jerry Belson and Brock Yates, starring Burt Reynolds, Jackie Gleason, Jerry Reed, Dom DeLuise, Sally Field, Pat McCormick, Paul Williams, David Huddleston, Mike Henry, John Anderson, and Brenda Lee. Now, if you saw my review of Smokey and the Bandit, the original film, you will know that I love that film. And I think it is one of the most perfect comedies ever made. So, when they brought back almost the entire cast for this sequel, I was excited to see that. And some of the actors do not let us down. Jackie Gleason and Mike Henry are still amazing as Sheriff Buford T. Justice and Junior. They have some equally good sequences in this film as they had in the original.
My zipper's stuck.
Get in the car, Junior.
But, Daddy, my zipper's stuck.
Get in the car, Junior. You ever embarrass me like that again, I'm going to get an axe, and you're never going to have to open your fly again.
Also excellent in this one, just like they were in the original. And I think they get a little bit more screen time in this one, is Pat McCormick and Paul Williams as Big Enos and Little Enos Burdett. Those two characters, and plus they have a nemesis that they have to face off with in this film with David Huddleston, and him being as good an actor as he is, just having those sequences where they are trying to one-up each other and do things to each other to embarrass them, that's just great. Another new character and actor in this one is Dom DeLuise. And his doctor character is kind of, he's okay. He's I never really found Dom DeLuise to be really a hilarious, great comedic actor. So I didn't find anything that he did in this to be, super funny. But the returning Jerry Reed and Sally Field do amazing in their parts as well. They are both equally as good as they were in the original film. However, that being said, I do not like how Jerry Belson and Brock Yates wrote the Bandit in this film. Burt Reynolds might as well have just stayed home instead of reprising his role in this, because of the way they really 180 his character and make him just a selfish little prick throughout this whole film. And it just, I hate that they took this beloved, cool character and turned him into this selfish, nihilistic asshole. I mean, at one point, he's ready to beat the shit out of someone just because they don't love him. And they don't want his autograph. Why would you write that for him? He wasn't like that in the first film. So there's no reason to write Burt Reynolds as the Bandit like that. Because they didn't write, like I said, they didn't write Jerry Reed as Snowman or Sally Field as Carrie/Frog any differently. They are still written as good as they were in the original film. So this character assassination of the Bandit in here. Hell, throughout most of this film, I was wanting Buford to win just because he was still likable and he was still awesome in his portrayal. Whereas Burt's character, not through fault of his own, through the writing letting him down, he is insufferable in most of this film. So whenever you get a really funny line that comes up, like the guy with his ass on fire.
Excuse me, sir. Your ass is on fire. Bet you'll be glad to get back in Canada and stick in the snow.
That would have been hilarious had this been the lovable, awesome bandit that we met in Smokey and the Bandit. We could have laughed our ass off at that line. But to me, just the way they portray him throughout the film, it doesn't hit home some of these funny lines that he says in here because of that. And then another mistake that this film makes is it is like a lot of his future films, like Cannonball Run and everything alongside Hal Needham. It's far too concerned about throwing in a bunch of cameos instead of just focusing on a really good story. See, the original film did not have a bunch of goofy cameos in it. It was a solid, fun comedy that focused on its story. This film is more concerned about throwing in little things like the Statler brothers making an appearance in here, and Mel Tillis popping up in this role. Mean Joe Green, Joe Klecko, and Terry Bradshaw popping up in one moment. And then you got Don Williams coming in at one moment. I mean, it is so busy worrying about throwing in these little cameos for the audience to see that it doesn't focus on a decent plot. Because the thing with the elephant in the back of the truck, I mean, there's a pregnant elephant in the back of the truck. And it's just, it might have been fun had Burt Reynolds been playing the bandit like he was in the original movie, and if they wouldn't have, distanced themselves from the plot that is going on with just throwing in these random, stupid cameos. So, my final review of Smokey and the Bandit 2 from 1980. I'm going to give this film a 7.2 out of 10. What makes it reach that 7 is Jerry Reed, Sally Field, Jackie Gleason, Mike Henry, Pat McCormick, and Paul Williams. They are still really good. And the new character of David Huddleston, and also John Anderson's character of the governor is really good in here. So, what do you guys think of Smokey and the Bandit 2? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And if you enjoyed this review, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. Well, that's the end of another Comedy and Drama Night. If you missed last week's Comedy and Drama Night, check out the link above. Or if you missed any of the videos during Comedy and Drama Night, check out this playlist and get caught up on anything you've missed.